Who'd have thought there were 1,000 such gullible redheads in London to start with? One of whom was a great detective with chemically altered hair. But I don't recall the man in this photograph, eh, capo?
Hold it!
He doesn't look at all familiar. No, I don't think so. This is a way, guy. He was trying to trick us. I do not like the people who are trying to trick the other people who are trying to trick the former people. Says the con artist. If between them they interviewed 1,000 people with red hair, it would be unreasonable to expect them to remember every face. No, signore, I may be small, but my memory is very large. I never forget a thing. In my opinion, I do not think this man was in the park. But he's not going to give the court a definite, it seems. Hey, capo, you don't see a man like this, huh?
Hold it!
But according to what you've said, you spoke with 1,000 or more people that day. Oui, that's true. My eyes were burning by the end of the day. Surely then, you can't actually remember every single face. How are you so certain that this particular man wasn't present? Normally, the red hair is very distinctive, eh? But not when you have 1,000 redheads crowding around. Then it's just an eyesore. But if there was some other information you could have given us, maybe we could recall. That is not the line, Peppino. Remember, we do not remember him. We are sure of that fact. If there was a man with a red hair base, but his mustache does not match the color, then I do not think I would have forgotten him. Cosmo said that these two had just been shown that photograph and nothing else at all. But what if I fed them just one other detail about the victim? For example, his fish and chips! I can certainly appreciate that just knowing the man had red hair wouldn't help you remember in this situation. But what if I told you that the man was always munching on a packet of fish and chips? Do you remember a man who was eating incessantly? Not really. I was looking only at the heads of the applicants. I wouldn't have noticed the fish and chips any more than the caviar and smoked salmon. Oh, the spaghetti! Me! I love the spaghetti! Really? I had no idea. Tell them again what you said before, Peppino. Si, capo, si! I say it again! Okay, so if that wasn't it...
Hold it!
I mean, he wouldn't even given his name. I don't think this is anything either. Oh, maybe not. Sorry, but the fact that the man in the picture was a detective changes nothing. But Peppino saw something! Something to add, Mr. De Rossi? Pizza de pasta! Che, si! I'm always adding something! Parmesan, olive oil, pepper! Romanians, did you not agree with your friend's last remark by any chance? What did he just say? About the detective? Yes, that. Keep your mouth shut. Peppino, you have said enough already. But why, Capo? What is the problem? There was a man who said, I'm an inspector from Scotland Yard. What? Good lord! Oh, Peppino, he said it on the box. Pizza the pasta box. explain this volte-face in your testimony, witness. It's simple. A man who was at the park said to us, there was no such man. Madai, what are you saying, Capo? Have you forgotten? I've forgotten nothing. Nothing like this came to the park. Basta, Capo, basta! You beat me at many things, but not two. The memory and the meals. Like I said, when it is a time to eat the pasta, no one is a fasta. I want you to know that I am not improving any of this. This is verbatim what the Italian stereotype is saying. But you are inferior to me in every other way, so shut up. Objection! Let the Italian man speak! Objection! No! Trap-tard. The damage is done. Indeed it is, sir. Oui, there was a man who came to the park and he said he was an inspector from Scotland Yard. However, he looked nothing like the man in the photograph. He was someone else. How can you be so sure? Because, to start with, his face was completely different. See, it's true! The man who came was a younger! His face was clean-shaven, his eyes were sadder, and his chin was thinner. No resemblance whatsoever, then. Anyway, I was not going to be fooled. I took the obvious precaution and said to him, if you are really a detective, show us the proof. See, the capo here, he doesn't take a nonsense, no? But he was well prepared. He said he had identification. Identification? You mean official police inspector's identification? That is most unconvincing. Sorry, my lord. Counsel, no incognito inspector would offer the identification for inspection. It's quite out of the question. Definitely. Why would he expose his true identity? Clearly, the papers were fake. Certo, Capo, you are a genius! As we say in Italia, it takes a thief to recognize another, eh? And what happened after he announced that he was a detective? It became very annoying. He said, you are under investigation. So I took his papers from him and chased him out of the park. It was fantastico! And look, here is the identification! So you stole it from the man. He had it coming! He made us very scared! But he was, not who he said he was! Indeed, the person described does not appear to have behaved as a true inspector would. However, I believe it would be prudent for these identification papers to be entered into evidence. But I like them! Okay. Well, I suppose we should see what this inspector's identification looks like inside. It doesn't even have any fucking pictures! Yes, it definitely looks fake, doesn't it? Out of interest, what name is given? Probably just something plucked out of the air. It's Tobias. Yikes. Ah? The Scotland Yard insignia looks genuine to me. But how? And the department and identification number details are all correct as well. Since when have you known those? Do you mean to say... I know it seems incredible, but yes. I think this is genuine identification book issued by Scotland Yard. But that's unbelievable. This is the real thing after all? Oops! Do you have a moment, Kristen? Yeah, I just want you to. I don't want you to get too left behind. So, we pressed them on to see if they had recognized anyone introduced themselves as a detective, which they did, and they described him as a person that was kind of different looking to Gregson. Like, it didn't look like Gregson. Still had the red hair, of course. And they were like, "Prove it!" And they gave us the police identification papers, and the judge and Kazuma were like, well, obviously if he was an undercover detective, he wouldn't have given real papers. And so it was submitted to evidence. The Red-Headed League, they stole the papers from him and chased him out of the park. And that has now been submitted to evidence. And we're inspecting it, it's like, obviously it's going to be some fake-sounding name. Tobias Gregson? Ha! What a silly fake. Wait a second. And these are his actual identification papers by
someone that doesn't look like Gregson.
Someone that didn't look like Gregson had. Now let's return to the witness's testimony. Now that we have that... What if...
Objection!
I wonder if I could ask you to examine this identification book very, very closely. Miss Lestrade? Why Miss Lestrade? What is your intention here, Counsel? Is this really a fake, or is it genuine? That's the question, which we can't answer ourselves.
Objection.
Don't be ridiculous. No Scotland Yard detective would allow his or her identification to be stolen. That is the boss's! No question about it! It can't be. As I suspected. How can you prove that Inspector Gregson would have willingly given up his identification? Well, he's dead, isn't he? The undercover detective who attended the Red-Headed League's enrollment on the day in question was the real Inspector Gregson carrying out an incognito investigation. Alas! Order! Order! Oh wow, we're like almost done with this case. Hold on, let me just verify this. Okay, we got a little bit more. But if the boss had his identification stolen, he would have reported it straight away. Unless... I mean, he was always on me about it. If you lose something, report it once, he'd say. Could it be, then, that the inspector was physically unable to report it? Physically? Aye! What are you saying? Unable to... You're not suggesting. Yes, it's quite possible that he was killed before he had the chance to report his identification stolen. No. Order! Order! Shut up! The defense posits the victim was killed the day before his body was discovered at a different location. Do you two have anything to say about that? I know nothing! I done nothing! Cries in Italian. Pull yourself together, Peppino. Mondo, you can behave a little more like a master criminal than that, no? Now I wish I had returned to Italia! Stop crying, Peppino, please. Otherwise, Naem, eh? Stop your whining and stop talking! Well, I believe the court will need to... I know it nothing! I've done nothing! Everyone shut the fuck up! Or face the worst possible outcome. You will dry your eyes and testify again about these identification papers and the precise circumstances under which you came by them. For crying out loud. But shh. The truth is, we took him prisoner and kept him for the night. What? You did what? Kristen! Apparently, they didn't actually chase him out of the park. They took this fucker prisoner and kept him in the night. They kidnapped a man for... God damn it. Why?
12 plus hours?
Why?
For fun time.
Even though I didn't think he was a real detective, I was too scared to let him go that day, just in case. We took the man's identification from him and shut him in the room next to us. There might have been a little tussle, but we did him no harm, and the next morning we let him go. He spent the night in a nice room. It was nothing like a prison, really. These dumb motherfuckers. This is outrageous. You kidnapped and imprisoned a man? But no, see, no! It was nothing like a prison. He was very comfortable and calm and happy. Capo? Dots in French. It was never part of my plan. I swear it. Oh, fast. So you think it was my fault, eh? Just because I got the date of the ferry wrong by just one little day. I do not think it was your fault, Peppino. I know it. No. Por favor, capo, it's not fair. You shall have plenty of time for squabbling back at the prison, gentlemen. Oof! I don't believe this. How could he have been a real detective? Counsel for the defense, proceed with the cross-examination. So on the day before the incident, Gregson spent the night confined in this pair's hideout? See, I still don't think it was Gregson. The truth... Oh, yeah.
Hold it!
Do you realize what you're saying? You have to believe me. I never intended for that to happen. And I'm sure the detective did not intend it either. Do you think? But there was nothing else I could do. See, nothing else! This was our first crime for the couple. He was at the end of his wits. I have told you before, Pepino, that it's not the way to describe a criminal mastermind. What about this hideout of yours? An old empty house behind the park on Naem Street. We rented the place for 2 days. I was inspired. It was an inspired idea by the couple here. An impulsive idea, I would say. No. Not impulsive, inspired, eh, couple? What am I supposed to say to that, Pepino? And it was in the house described that you could find Inspector Gregson, was it? Ugh. Oui. But you have to remember, I was under the impression that he was a pretender, not a real inspector. That doesn't quite add up, though. If you didn't think the man was a real inspector, there would have been no reason to take him prisoner, would there? No, you are right, but we couldn't be completely certain one way or the other.
Hold it!
Too scared? Why? Because why had he come to the park? We didn't know. There was a chance that he had seen through my plan. And if that was the case, he could go straight to the police station to blow out the whistle on us. Even if we was just a fun and to be an inspector, he was up to no good, huh? Without a doubt. I think most people would agree that it's you two who are up to no good. Well, see, you may be right. Capo? The point is, we were not able to escape from England immediately. That is why we had no choice but to take the man prisoner. What I don't understand is why the inspector felt the need to show you his identification in the first place. See, I asked myself the same question! We were writing down the names and addresses of all the people who we took 5 shillings from that day. I have forgotten what name he said, but the address, it startled me. CC address! Scotland Yard, Homicide Division, he said! What? Probably didn't like your face, Pepino. Anyway, I was not rude. I just politely asked him why he had said that. And that's when he started to say he was an inspector. Not long afterwards, he took out his identification. What was Inspector Gregson playing at? Tell the court what happened next. You took him back to your hideout, you say? See, we did that! We did that!
Hold it!
That being this identification book here, correct? See, that is the one! What made you believe that it was a forgery? I've never seen a real one, of course. But he was so suspicious, this man. Allora, I was thinking it must be falso, eh, capo? Oui, it is just as Pepino said. We were convinced it was not genuine. And so together, the hilarious brothers, we took the man captive. All we did was shove him inside a locked room. Then we made preparations to transport all of the money. In for a penny, in for a pounding.
Pounding?
Hold it!
Fucking in the middle of the courtroom.
What do you mean by fucking, exactly? Both, it was nothing. So the manner instant. The falso inspector, he was a real piece of the work, eh, capo? What happened? Oofa! It was a disaster! We gave him a nice room, and what does he do, huh? In the middle of the night, tries to escape through the vent. Oh my god. The vents. Can you blame him? We chased him, bien sûr, and we caught him again. Can you all blame us?
Yes. Yes, I can.
But yeah? Wait, you didn't shoot the man in your haste, did you? What? Who do you think we are? Of course not. I simply caught hold of him again and took him back to the room.